The following program was funded through a grant from the Springfield Cable Endowment.
To an exciting half hour of Caribbean Connection with musical guest Sister Carol, Black Rebels, and Everton Blender. Also Earl Campbell and Minister Yusuf Mohammed. Plus, we'll take you to the island of St. Martin and introduce you to some delicious Caribbean dishes. All this coming up on Caribbean Connection. Caribbean Connection. Made possible by a grant from the Springfield Cable Television Endowment. And now your hosts, Maurice Lindsay and Randy Shine.
Hello everyone and welcome to Caribbean Connection. I'm Maurice Lindsay.
And I'm Randy Shine. Today we'll be introducing you to one of today's hottest female reggae artists, Sister Carol, along with Black Rebels and Everton Blender.
And I'll be talking to Mr. Yusuf Mohammed, Earl Campbell, as we look at some of the contributions of Caribbean Americans to the city of Springfield.
Maurice, Sister Carol has earned a reputation as one of the great female rap artists to emerge from Jamaica. Her contribution to reggae music is truly outstanding, and she has a magical sound of her own. Here is Sister Carol.
Spread out yourself. Hold on for the feet. You don't know pretty soon we have to reach Zion Gate. Hear this. Swiddy-diddy-bop, swiddy-diddy-bop. It's a little one up with the naughty dreadlocks. Swiddy-diddy-bop, swiddy-diddy-bop. It's a little one up with the naughty dreadlocks. And me say dread naughty, dread naughty, dread naughty Congo. Roots naughty, roots naughty, roots naughty Congo. Dread naughty, dread naughty, dread naughty Congo. Roots naughty Congo. It goes. When me was a youth, me never like home here. Every day me mother woulda get up and swear. Come here little girl, come make a comb out here. I woulda fall, beg shed one bag of tear. No put no chemical in a me ear. You might burn off my face and spoil my career. Me know me black man, it can't disappear. And if I saw it go, you put your hand in the air. And me say dread naughty, dread naughty, dread naughty Congo. Roots naughty, roots naughty, roots naughty Congo. See ya, dread naughty, dread naughty, dread naughty Congo. Watch you now. Roots naughty, roots naughty, roots naughty Congo. See me antenna picking up a frequency, it pick it up, yes, and then it read it to me. Now what I woulda do dread without me naughty, it's not dread yet. Feel all the beauty, circumnavigate the earth yet spiritually. Worldwide information coulda reach me. A face like for me it's no ordinary. No other hairstyle woulda really fit me. A picky head them used to call me. But look you know, yes we are long naughty. Who could it be but the Almighty? Keeper of life universally. Above all Jana, yes be with daddy. So grow your dreadlocks. Don't be afraid of the world now. Lord, I'm Mr. Dread naughty, dread naughty, dread naughty Congo. Roots naughty, roots naughty, roots naughty Congo. Dread naughty, dread naughty, dread naughty Congo. Roots naughty, roots naughty, roots naughty Congo. Check this. Remember one time they must tease naughty, but not again. Cool Mr. Marley. Encounters of dread internationally. Start to exercise Rasta identity. Wrote them dreadlocks, but them was phony. Try to instigate them, want to flop me. Me hear and me strength also me beauty. Me no cherry, but me cherry naughty and me ID. When me was a youth, me never like go me here. Every day me mother woulda get up and swear. Come here little girl, come make a comb out here. I woulda fall, beg shed one bag of tear. Chop, no put no chemical in a me ear. You might burn out my face and spoil my career. Me know me black man, it can't disappear. And if I saw it go, you put your one in the ear. Swiddy-diddy-bop, swiddy-diddy-bop. It's a little one up with the naughty dreadlocks. And me say swiddy-diddy-bop, swiddy-diddy-bop. It's a little one up with the naughty dreadlocks. And me say dread naughty, dread naughty, dread naughty Congo. Roots naughty, roots naughty, roots naughty Congo.
Caribbean Connection will return with Minister Yusef Mohammed. And more music's ahead from Everton Blender.
I'm Bruiser Flint. You like hoop? Maybe you're pretty good. Maybe you're not. Hey, as long as you give it your best shot. You can't play any kind of ball if you're off the court and on the streets. The action's all different, and so are the fans. And when the guy in black and white calls, time out. It's for real. If you're on the wrong team, you better make a call.
Know where to go? Know where to go. First call.
Welcome back to Caribbean Connection. Our guest today is Minister Yusef Mohammed of Mosque number 13. Minister Yusef, welcome to Caribbean Connection.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to be here. Well, I trace my roots back to Kingston, Jamaica, by way of my grandmother and mother. So that would be considered my Caribbean background, although I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. Well, the great men, and there are many women that you have mentioned, I think what inspires them to address social issues is that their cultural identity is intact. And when your identity of self is intact, you know that you have an obligation to struggle for social justice, economic justice. And the men and women who are of Caribbean descent have that. So they recognize that they must struggle. And many of our brothers, such as Marcus Garvey, one of our great leaders, led one of the largest mass movements of nearly 6 million of people of African descent, was one of our greatest. You mentioned the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, whom I happen to be a follower of, also of Caribbean descent, and a struggler for freedom, justice, equality. It is our nature as human beings, once we know who we are, to struggle, to overcome oppression. And so many of our brothers and sisters who come here to the United States of America and who are born here of Caribbean descent, they are struggling every day of their lives to overcome the oppression that their forefathers had to struggle and overcome, whether they be from Jamaica, Trinidad, wherever on this planet Earth. We've had to struggle to overcome colonialism, imperialism, capitalism today. So this is a part of our legacy. Many of our brothers and sisters who come from the Caribbean, they work very hard. They pool their resources to attempt to do things in their community. You don't find them making the excuses that our brothers and sisters who were born and raised here in America find themselves making. And it's not to say that the brother from Jamaica is better than the brother who was born and raised in Georgia, or to say that the brother from Bermuda is better than the brother or sister who was born or raised in Boston. But it shows the role that culture and a knowledge of who you are and your history plays in the development of the human being. So I'm very proud of Jamaica. I'm very proud of the West Indies, and I just hope and pray that we don't allow ourselves to be assimilated to where we lose our culture and then begin to turn our backs on where we came from.
We'll continue to look at the contributions of Caribbean Americans in the city of Springfield when we return with Earl Campbell. Randy?
Everton Blender has made quite a splash internationally, performing one of his latest songs, Everton Blender.
I'm getting older, still we striving for better, and we not gonna stop till the battle is won and we get justice. Cause if you lose your stand, the color of my skin. Now I go cheat because me want to win. Now see the crown and still no know the king. Now I see blessing and no know blessing. Cause if you lose your stand, there comes someone to push you over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high.
We'll have more music from Sister Carol and Black Rebels coming up, and we'll visit the beautiful island of St. Martin.
Earl Campbell is the secretary of the Springfield branch of the NAACP. I spoke with him recently about Caribbean American contributions in the city of Springfield.
I am from Kingston, Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica. I came to the United States in 1985, lived in New York for a little while, then I moved to Springfield, Massachusetts, where I've lived for the past 10 years. I have grown up in the island of Jamaica, seeing Prime Minister being someone like me, and that's a black man, seeing teachers, police, principals, everyone in leadership role has always been people looking like me. So coming to America and seeing African Americans in America being and downtrodden, I just can't sit back and see that happen. So therefore, I have aligned myself with groups who also have the same interest of trying to see to it that people of color are given their fair share in leadership role. In the city of Springfield, people would be surprised to know, as a matter of fact, that there are a lot of Caribbean American and Jamaican American also who are in leadership role in the city administration. For example, principal of schools or teachers. Principal of schools are Jamaicans. They are Jamaicans or principal, vice principal throughout the school system, in the school department, in the city water department. At City Hall, there are a lot of Jamaicans working in and around City Hall who people would be surprised. People seem to be surprised to realize that they're from Jamaica. If you go up and down the Wilbraham Road corridor, all of those businesses there in the Wilbraham Road corridor are Jamaican. Those restaurants and those business places, used car dealership, Jamaican owned. Okay? And if you look at the stock of housing between Alden Street or King Street towards Wilbraham Road, right in that corridor there, most of those homes are owned by West Indian American. And if you look at those homes and the way the properties are kept, that's a beautiful part of the city, and it has always been. So you can see where West Indian American has touched the city of Springfield, in all of these different roles: teachers, business people, homeowners, and also even, for example, school children who are doing pretty good in the system also.
It's time for more music on Caribbean Connection. We'd like to introduce you to a new reggae group from Western Massachusetts. Please welcome Black Rebels.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to go to the promised land? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just ahead on Caribbean Connection, more music from Sister Carol, cooking with Beverly Jamet, and a visit to beautiful St. Martin.
Hi, I'm Officer Joe O'Brien, your friendly neighborhood police officer. There's a new deal in the city of Springfield that has me walking your streets. It's called community policing, and I'm getting to know a lot about you. And unless you find somewhere else to hang than in a gang, the next time you see me, I may not be so friendly. Looks like you have to make the call.
Nowhere to go? Nowhere to go. First call.
We're back with the St. Martin Tourist Office to take us on a tour of beautiful St. Martin.
Let's tour St. Martin. See why it's called the friendliest island under the sun and why it's so unique among all the other islands of the Caribbean.
St. Martin is the smallest island in the world to be shared by two sovereign countries. We're Dutch, we're French, and we're very Caribbean. And, you'll be happy to know, very easy to get to. The theme line of our advertising campaign sums up the experience. A little European, a lot of Caribbean. There's 37 square miles of wonderful vacation land here, encircled by 37 spectacular beaches. Endless open stretches of powder white sand shaded by swaying palm trees. You'll find secluded beaches, romantic beaches, beaches to see the sunrise and enjoy the sunset. Whatever kind of beach you're looking for, you'll find it in St. Martin. Nice to know, too, is that our beaches are never crowded, even in season. Scuba divers have a ball here. Way back in 1801, a British man-of-war ended her days on a reef and is now a major attraction. Visibility can be as good as 200 feet.
But back to our history. In 1648, a treaty divided the island into two. The Dutch received 16 square miles, and the French received 21.
Today, the inhabitants of this friendly island are proud of their 350-year peaceful coexistence, and as if to prove a point, have never constructed an official border between the two countries. When it comes to water sports, St. Martin is wet and wild, and lots of fun. Enthusiasts can jet ski, windsurf, snorkel, and water ski. Sport fishing is big here, too. Charters for chasing marlin, kingfish, tuna, and wahoo are readily available. Also, day sails to our neighboring islands are very popular. But if you're a sailor, this is the place to be. The Stars and Stripes from the America's Cup is anchored here, and visitors can enjoy racing on 12-meter yachts. If you don't want to get your feet wet, there's tennis and golf. If you like to walk, there are historic forts to see and botanical gardens and architectural gems to photograph. St. Martin is also a popular destination with cruise ships. Feeling peckish? Welcome to the gourmet capital of the Caribbean. Whether you are dining in Phillipsburg or in Grand Cas or somewhere in between, you'll find hundreds of tantalizing restaurants offering cuisine from around the world. If exciting nightlife takes your fancy, the Dutch side of the island can deal you a winning hand. You can try your luck at roulette, craps, baccarat, blackjack, and slots at any of our glamorous casinos. And on lively St. Martin, disco lives. Wherever the excitement draws you, it's a sure bet that you'll find enough Las Vegas-style entertainment and casino action to keep you rolling all night long. And in the wee small hours, there's always romance. Ah, St. Martin.
Well, that's the end of our little tour. Now, I hope that you've seen enough to agree that St. Martin really is twice the vacation and twice the fun.
Touching au revoir.
That's Dutch and French for farewell.
Come and see us soon.
Remember, the St. Martin Tourist Office will be happy to help you plan your next trip. Now, here's Beverly to tell us what's cooking.
Hi, I'm Beverly. I'm here with Cornell from Talk of the Town in Springfield. And Cornell, what are you going to be cooking for us today?
Today, Beverly, we'll be cooking plantains, fried plantains.
Okay.
Which all we need is the plantain, the fruit, oil in a pan, and a medium heat. The plantains, one of life's mystery.
Yeah.
Fruit, but it's actually
relative to the banana, perhaps?
Yeah, big banana.
Okay.
Okay, it's not a banana, but it's maybe like a close cousin.
Okay.
To do this,
you're going to show us
first you got to get the skins off.
Okay.
Okay, to expose the fruit inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so cut the top, cut the
Okay.
bottom, make a line down the side.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Then it should comes off pretty easily.
Okay.
This one is kind of okay. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the plantain inside.
Okay.
Looks like a banana.
It looks like a banana.
Now to do this,
Mm-hmm.
you cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Then makes maybe thin slices.
All right.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
While the pot is being
Well, it's heating up.
getting ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a side dish to just about anything you want to eat.
Or just a little snack if you want.
Snack,
Yeah.
lunchtime, breakfast time. Now the pot is nice and hot.
Hot. Okay.
We're going to drop them in.
Okay. I'm gonna drop them in.
Plantains, sometimes they're green.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're doing ripe plantains.
So you want to make sure that they're nice and ripe.
Nice and ripe, so
Okay.
you get the sweet flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we let these
These
fry.
takes probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. So you just want them nice and
heat.
brown on
Nice and brown on both,
both
sides.
sides.
Doesn't take a long time.
Mm-hmm. Once the oil is nice and hot.
Already, see, these are done on one
Okay.
side anyhow.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's simple.
Very simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's fried plantains.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're complete or
Right.
are done,
Uh-huh.
this is what they should look like.
Okay.
Fried plantains.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. This has been Beverly. And once again, I'm here with Cornell from Talk of the Town on Wilbraham Road in Springfield. And that's what's cooking on Caribbean Connection.
If you'd like a printed copy of today's featured recipe, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope with the date of this show to Caribbean Connection. Recipe, 45 Crabtree Street, Springfield, Massachusetts, 01119-1854.
We are pleased to introduce to you again rapping sensation Sister Carol.
Educate and eradicate hate. Ism and schism I will cook and I no respect the date. A guy afraid to talk and parade like a bait. Unexpectedly cool boxing with me my shit. The one gonna have is to repatriate before the Babylon start to infiltrate with the mark of the beast who wear upon your face. You know, sister mankind in a pretty bad state. Friend of the Lord, enemy to this world. I no beg, I no bow, I am a real root skirt. Me no big, me no broad because I respect the Lord. Me no expect them to give me an award. Master God, him on me like, he give me reward. Bless me lyrically firm, we make good record. Me not to dread them, you know like, but must stop to applaud. Although them never cease when them a draw. Yeah, in a me stance, me no paper soldier. Me move like Sister Winnie and the Queen Omega. Ragamuffin, but me cool ram, dance dancer. A crime puncher charts in divine order. Sure. Them me not show you, man. Culture queen. Moving quite serene. Here I bring to you. No additive preservative, I mean no artificial. Excess amount of love because it's only natural. Like the beauty of a queen, it's most cultural. How will them see me name a queen mother coral? Them tired to see it in my face. Yet still them can't get me out of the race. The truth is an offense and it brings disgrace. The vibes in a me can't be no freebies. Pick out sense from out of nonsense and put it in a one good sentence. So with the present tense and even past tense, I want thing me know that we make a difference. We're organizing a youth conference with positive people as we reference. With a little bit of arms to help with the
That wraps up another Caribbean Connection. Thanks to our guest, Minister Yusef Muhammad, Earl Campbell, and the St. Martin Tourist Office.
And our thanks to Beverly and Cornell for that delightful meal. Also, special thanks to Heartbeat Records for those great videos, and to our musical guests, Black Rebels, Everton Blender, and Sister Carol. We'll see you next time on another Caribbean Connection.
Thanks for watching Caribbean Connection. We hope you've enjoyed the program and that you'll join us next time for another Caribbean Connection.
Caribbean Connection, made possible by a grant from the Springfield Cable Television Endowment. Caribbean Connection is a Lindsay television production.
The preceding program was funded by a grant from the Springfield Cable Endowment.